Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Terri. I make Philippine Travel Updates. In this video, we'll talk about the latest Iatf Resolution 160-D. And this update concerns foreign nationals. So, Filipinos, walang kinalaman. Pero kung Pilipino na may asawang foreigner, may anak na foreigner, yan, makinig kayo. So, this update is concerning foreign nationals. They're updating your protocols, your arrival protocols. But don't worry, still no quarantine upon arrival as long as you have the accepted proof of vaccination and we're still open. So, calm down. These are just actually small changes for many but big changes to specific people. Let's start up with some good news. Good news for those vaccinated in Brazil, Israel, South Korea, and Timor-Leste. Your vaccination proof issued by your foreign governments that I mentioned here, Israel, Brazil, South Korea, and Timor-Leste will be accepted in the Philippines. You will be included in the reciprocity list. Now, this is the updated list, reciprocity list in the country. So, there are, I think, 39 countries on this list. So, if you're vaccinated in any of these countries, the national or state digital certificate issued by these countries will be accepted in the Philippines. No problem. You may enter with that vaccination proof issued by your foreign governments. While good news for balikbayans as well, the return ticket of 30 days is now clearly not required for you. So not required po, balikbayans don't need to show return ticket na 30 days. Hindi na yun kailangan. Pero insurance is still needed. You can stay up to 1 year in the country, but you still need insurance along with a documentary proof, like if you're a former Filipino, old Filipino passport or birth certificate for the child, and marriage certificate for the spouse. If, let's say, the foreign spouse won't bring the marriage certificate, but he travels with the Filipino spouse, two scenarios could happen. First, maybe he may just be given the balikbayan privilege. You know, it really depends on the mood of the immigration officer. If she or he sees that, oh, you have previous balikbayan privilege, they may just give it to you, but, you know, don't risk it. Because some of them still have the power to ask for the marriage certificate or the old Filipino passport if they want to. And if you can't show it, well, they have every right to not give the balikbayan stamp to you. So, you know, why risk it? If you have it, just bring it. Yeah. I want to emphasize this to former Filipinos, balikbayans, those who will be availing balikbayan privilege, that insurance is still required. This is confirmed by immigration, and let me share the experience of Annalisa. Annalisa's mom is a former Filipino, American citizen, born in the Philippines, and she was leaving out of LA to Cebu via PAL yesterday, and they required her to have a travel insurance before boarding the plane. She called me. According to Annalisa, her mother called her to buy one ASAP so they would issue her a boarding ticket, a boarding pass. Yeah, especially PAL is strict about that insurance requirement for balikbayans. Moving forward, this is just a confirmation of what we already know. For visa-required nationals, for foreign spouse, foreign parents, and foreign children of visa-required countries. For example, you are an Indian national, a Pakistani national, you have a Filipino spouse in the Philippines, you may apply for a visa, no need for an entry exemption. So it's much easier for you to apply for a visa. Immediate families of Filipinos, okay? But remember that you need to be fully vaxxed to enter the Philippines. That requirement of being fully vaccinated still applies to you. It applies to everyone 12 years old and older. Another thing, I want to be very clear on this. I shared this in my video last night. So many foreign tourists were able to enter successfully. Some were already drinking Red Horse last night, seeing their girlfriends. While there were very few, there were others who ended up in quarantine hotel. Why? Why? I'll tell you why. According to the Iatf Resolution 160-D, foreign nationals who don't have an accepted proof of vaccination set by the Iatf shall be required to undergo hotel quarantine. Again, if your vaccination card or proof is not accepted here by the Iatf standards, you will end up in the quarantine hotel. Iatf is really strict on this accepted proof of vaccination. Guys, tell me about Thailand. Does Thailand just accept any country's vaccination proof? Please comment down below. But yeah, Philippines is quite strict on this. So just a reminder for foreigners. So for foreigners, you should either have a WHO yellow card or a national state digital certificate that has a reciprocity agreement in the Philippines. So for example, these countries' vaccination proof will be accepted. But if your country is not on this list and you don't have a yellow card, yes, you could end up in quarantine hotel. Just like that, I think, what was that? It was featured even in the news. I forgot, I think he was an American, something like that. A non-visa required national who is vaccinated in China. China is not on the reciprocity list. The guy ended up in quarantine. Another foreigner, I mentioned Vern. He has a whole vlog about this. I'll put it in the description box. He's an American, vaccinated in Montenegro. Montenegro is not on the reciprocity list. He doesn't have a yellow card. He ended up in quarantine hotel. So I am urging foreign nationals whose vaccinated in countries not on this list to secure whatever you do you can to get a yellow card so you don't end up in a quarantine hotel. Especially for those who have limited time in the country. Let's say you're only staying there for 2 weeks. Oh my goodness, if you end up in quarantine hotel, you'll be spending 6 days in it. So just a quick recap on all the requirements for Filipinos, including dual Filipino citizens, very easy entry. The most important thing is the negative test result and One Health Pass registration. While for balikbayans, former Filipinos, foreign spouse and children traveling with them, you need to be fully vaxxed if you're 12 years old and older. You don't need a visa. Your visa will be given upon arrival. It's 1 year visa-free entry and stay. But you need an insurance, a travel medical insurance with COVID-19 coverage. I mentioned Safety Wing before. You can check them out. They're one of the most affordable. While return ticket, you don't need it. And then register to One Health Pass. While for non-visa required foreign tourists, plain foreign tourists, they don't need a visa, but they need to be fully vaccinated if they are 12 years old and over. You must have an insurance, a travel medical insurance, and then you also have to register with One Health Pass. I will be uploading a One Health Pass registration tutorial for foreign nationals after this video. And then for 9A visa holders and other types of visas, you need to be fully vaxxed if you're 12 years old and older. Of course, you need a visa. Your allowable stay depends on what visa you have. You don't need an insurance. You don't need to show a return ticket, but you must register to One Health Pass. Now, I found this post announcement by the Philippine Embassy in Bangladesh for visa-required nationals. This was just posted yesterday and it's hopeful but optimistic. Check this out. Listen to this. Guidelines for foreign nationals traveling to the Philippines starting today, February 10, Bangladeshi and Sri Lankan nationals who wish to travel to the Philippines for business and tourism may now file their applications through www.visa.gov.ph, and once they have completed their application on this website, applicants should send their copies of confirmed applications to the embassy in Dhaka. Sorry, I always mispronounce this. Along with the necessary documents to support their applications to Yan. There's an email. So visa required nationals, I encourage you to check out the Philippine embassies in your countries. They may have posted the same thing. While there's good news for kababayans in Gulf countries and Middle East, I've seen posts of Filipinos that the plane tickets have gone down in the Middle East for flights going to the Philippines. Yeah, I was checking just today, Dubai to Manila, and I was surprised. Like 30,000 pesos round trip for this month, February pa. I mean, for me, that's ang layo-layo ng Middle East. Tapos round trip ticket, 30,000 na. I think affordable na yun. Mas marami na talagang makaka-uwi. Char. Yan. For anyone here in Middle East countries, yeah, check out the plane tickets prices. It may be cheaper. It may have gone down according to the Filipinos. While Trace app, it's a forgotten app. Nobody really uses upon arrival coming from abroad in a country. When I arrived even last year, it was not used at all. But some airlines are still asking for it, like Singapore Airlines and Scoot Airlines. An Aussie messaged me last night saying he was asked for a Trace app and he had to download it at the airport. and then airport Wi-Fi sucked. But anyways, for those flying with Singapore Airlines, Scoot Airlines, you may have to download Trace app. Just download it and just register. While a good tip as well that I can share, guys, if you want to know what things will your airline ask from you, can go to their website. So for example, you can simply Google United Airlines travel requirements to the Philippines, and it will show JAL travel requirements to Philippines. No, because the airline crew will just base the requirements based on their website. Sometimes their websites are not even updated. That's why I encourage people to have a copy of the IATF resolutions, because we've seen foreigners who was turned away or was questioned by the airline crew. Oh, the Philippines is not yet open. That's why I encourage to have the copy of the IATF resolution. You can download on PDF and demand them to call immigration if they refuse your entry. We have just reopened after almost 2 years of being closed. So maybe it takes time for some airlines to catch up with the information. But anyways, this is all for today. I want to emphasize One Health Pass for all passengers. Former Filipinos don't need return ticket but still need insurance. Immediate families of Filipinos can apply for a visa. Visa required nationals. But if you're from visa free, you can just enter visa free. That's much easier. But this is all for the update. Today is February 11. Stay safe, you guys. Share your experience. Like the video and subscribe if you haven't done so. Thank you. And for those who are asking me about my dog, thank you for your concern. He's doing better now. Yeah. Took him to the vet and he's got his meds. And still not 100% okay. He's getting better. Thank you so much for those concerns. Thank you. Bye.